That was Spark from Soulive and Carl Denson. Terrific new album. We've got Al Evans from Soulive on the phone. Al, thanks again, once again, for talking to us. And I want to talk to you about the Royal Family label here. We've talked about your trio. We've talked about Soulive. And we're of course big fans of Soulive. We play a lot of Soulive on the show, as you know. This is our third interview that I've done with you here. This is terrific that you've come back, and this is my first interview for a while. And I'm glad that that you're the first one back. That's awesome, because it's always great talking to you. But I want to talk about, in the 21st century, one of the things that I talk about on the radio show is that you're far more likely to be promoted by a label from winning a contest than you are from being a great musician with who's pursuing his art. And the record labels, not to go on too much, but the record labels are not what they used to be. It used to be that was like the grand prize. You would work really hard and you would get signed by a label, and then you would be off and you would be on your way. And anymore, it's not like that. And I'm really interested in how musicians in this day and age continue to support their families and to continue to thrive artistically and commercially without going around the machinery that prior to this has always been something that you've had to go through, that you've had to deal with, and you really don't anymore, do you?
Well, man, I have been asked this questions in this vein in the past, especially related because we have our the Royal Family records.
Right.
So the reason why I don't feel I'm totally qualified to answer this question, I'm partially qualified to answer this question, but because, see, we've been together, Soulive's been together for about 13 years, or 14 years, whatever it is. Now, when we started out, the funny thing is my intention when I started this band, I wanted to have our own record label, which was absolutely not a lot of people were doing that back then.
Right.
Now, we were fortunate in that we were signed to Blue Note early on, probably like a year and a half after we had gotten together. Now, right there, that kind of, like I said, in a way disqualifies me from, I have my own answer, but the thing is we didn't start as a band with no, how should I say, being with Blue Note, and then after that going to Stax really helped us build an audience.
Right.
And just the way things were when we started helped us build an audience. So a large number of that audience is still with us. Now, I don't know what I would do, because I get asked this question, especially by younger bands that I produce, record and produce. Man, I don't know. It's got to be really hard to start. Like, okay, we're going to start a band. It's 2012, and we're going to, what? I mean, there's so much information out there. There's so many bands. There's so many ways to get music, and there's still not that many of course there's a lot of places to play, but in terms of the ratio of bands to, places to play, or then, it's far greater than it used to be.
Right.
So, I mean, we're very fortunate.
Yeah.
I mean, the thing is like I started the Alan Evans trio,
right?
But still, like, we have like tens of thousands of people who are a part of the Royal Family community. So I'm not starting from scratch. You know what I mean? Not to say that it's easy for us. I mean, it's definitely, we have to keep working. We're always trying to figure out new ways of making money in the business, but we're definitely ahead of the game.
I think that you guys, the thing that I want to get at is that you experienced that, right? And then you
right.
sort of left it behind and did your
Yeah.
own thing. Now that's a very brave move in itself, I think. And I think that you've been able to. It looks from an outsider's viewpoint like you've been able to sustain it, and that you're able to do what you want to do.
Right.
You know.
Right. Well, there's a few reasons why we started and why we felt comfortable in doing it. Now, when we were on Blue Note, and we noticed especially in Blue Note, and especially Stax, that say you have your back in the day, the major labels really were self-sufficient entities. They had their own radio people, they had their own marketing people, and they knew their product. You know what I mean? Now, over the years, especially when we were signed to these labels, that wasn't the case anymore. A lot of these people were hired from the outside. So when we realized that our marketing person or our publicity person for such and such an album was actually a friend of ours,
right?
Like that's kind of when the light went off. Like, why don't we just pay our friend, these cats that we know, to do the same work that this label is contracting them to do. So that just kind of made sense to us. I mean, really, that's what it came down to. It's like, why are we getting pennies from this label? When we could, first of all, and then this is the thing, we obviously already built up a nice audience. So it's like, well, if we're getting pennies on the dollar for this album, whereas if we just made it ourselves, okay, maybe we won't sell as many albums, but we're sure enough getting more profit off of those. So we don't have to sell. We probably have to sell a fraction of the albums to actually make more money than what we were making. And like I said, and we just hire these people who we know. It's not like they're like some mysterious, person like, oh, we need a publicist. Well, it's not like they're the Wizard of Oz. We know these cats.
Right.
So we just went that route, and it definitely worked out for us, But I mean, the thing is, it's also just having that. It takes a certain type of person or a band, like, and a lot of, and the good thing is that a lot of bands have this passion now. I mean, you really, you can't just be like, oh, I'm a musician and that's all I'm going to do, and like I'm gonna have all these people take care of me. Like, the days of that kind of like flighty, irresponsible musician, for me, like I just never been that cat. You know what I mean? Like, had just someone at every step to wipe your butt. You know what I mean? Like that's
right,
just,
yeah.
You know what I mean? So, but that's what it takes. You have to be like business minded. You have to be like, I mean, that's what it's a business, and you have to be motivated. And every day I'm thinking of something new, some new way of, approaching what I do. Obviously, I love playing music. That's my passion, but there's another side of it.
Oh, there's a whole big other side of it, because otherwise you end up playing by yourself in your basement.
Exactly.
Right.
Exactly. Which is fine.
Yeah, that's cool.
Totally cool.
Yeah.
I do it anyway.
It doesn't pay very well, though. It doesn't pay very well.
Right, exactly. There you go.
Yeah.
There you go.
Hard to support a family. Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah. Well, and I'll tell you what, we got to cut here pretty quick, but let's play one more track from either the Drop Hop or the Spark album. What would you like to play on the way out?
Oh man, you're gonna make me choose.
Oh yeah, man. Oh yeah, I'm gonna put you right on the spot here. Yeah.
All right. Well, you know what? In all fairness, we've played a couple of Alan Evans Trio tunes, so we'll play another tune off the Spark. Let's play Nubian Lady.
Nubian Lady, coming right up. That sounds great. So this is Carl Denson and Soulive from their latest album called Spark. Now, do you have other stuff before we go? Do you have other stuff that's coming out soon? I know that Neil Evans, your brother, has put out an album, and the Lettuce has put out a new album, and what else can we expect from you guys or from the Royal Family label?
Ooh, well, like I said, we're already planning on doing the Spark Volume 2.
Right.
So that'll probably be next from Soulive. You caught me in the studio right now. I'm writing and recording new trio songs as we speak. And that's all that oh, you know what? I keep hearing rumors that Eric is going to record a new album, a new solo album. So, yeah, you know, that's one thing you can be sure of is that there's always going to be some new music coming out from this camp. So,
well, keep up the good work, and thank you so
thank you.
much for talking to us. This is great to be able to talk to you on the air, and we hope to talk to you again soon. We're going to keep playing these records on the air. They're terrific. They're terrific. There's some terrific music coming from you folks, and I really appreciate your time and energy.
Thank you so much, man. It's really, really appreciate it.
So this is Nubian Lady from Soulive and Carl Denson from their album Spark. And thanks again, Al Evans, for talking to us, and we'll look forward to talking to you again soon.
All right, indeed.
You're listening to the Burnt Toast Show. Here's Carl Denson and Soulive.